What's going on, guys? Decelation, and today we are doing some stuff to the engine for the K-Swap 911. And if you like this type of content, please subscribe down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and comment what you think about what I'm doing. So today we're going to work on getting some of these parts off of the table, particularly the oil pan and some of these parts in the box. I have a new VTC gear, got the upgraded K20 oil pump, so it's ported as well. So when I decide I want all of the RPM, I can do that. And the oil pan is baffled as well, and it actually comes with a provision for the oil drain on the for the turbo. Yes, so hopefully we're going to get this engine fully dressed to the point where it's ready to go in minus the wiring harness. That's the goal for today. We'll see how far we get. Welcome back, guys. So where we're at right now, drained the oil, removed the valve cover, the oil pan, and the front cover. So next is I'm going to pull the timing chain off. That's going to be fun. But no, these engines are really easy to pull the timing chain. So we're going to pull the timing chain, then we're going to replace the VTC gear. I got it mostly at top dead center. You see these two lines, they got to be lined up, and then there's a line right here, so you got to back it up a little bit. This arrow needs to match with that arrow. So once those two lines and that arrow on the crank is matched up, engine's at top dead center, we can remove the timing chain. And then we have a lock in the back of the cams. You can kind of see it's not fully aligned, but once I get the engine back at top dead center, we're just gonna put a little pin in both of these, and it's gonna lock the cams in the position so they don't move when I am messing around with the gear and everything else. So yeah, it should be fun. So you just saw me take off the cam gear, the timing chain. So you probably saw me messing around with this trying to get it. It looks like when I loosened the chain, I think I've got it a tooth off because I didn't lock the cams before I loosened the chain. That's on me. Remember not to do that. Lock your cams before you take the chain off. And then, so I knew they were close. So what I did was I took the chain off and then just twisted the cam just a little bit so these Allen keys can fit in there and lock the cams where they needed to go. Lesson learned, always lock everything up before you take the chain off. Because I think when I tried to put the chain back on to get it, make sure it was lined up, I was a tooth off. And that's why they wouldn't perfectly line up. But I knew it was close, shouldn't be a problem. Just be smarter than me. So I had a bit of a time trying to get the cam gear off because the cam has like a socket area where you can put a wrench on to keep it from moving, so you can undo the 83 foot-pound cam gear that's on there. Now, that is a 23 millimeter size for the cam gear. I can't find it anywhere locally, so I had to order online. So we're gonna move on. So now we're gonna move on to the actual oil pump, because I do have to replace the oil pump anyways, because I'm going with the K20 style oil pump. That's over here. So there's some stuff we got to do to get this. We got to get this off, switch the windage tray over. There's a plug right here that needs to be plugged. And I'll show you guys that process as well. We just got to pull out this little orifice that we got to pull out, and then just thread in a bolt so we don't lose oil pressure when we first start this motor, because that would be very tragic. But yes, we're going to go through, pull this off, and then we'll move on to putting the new oil pump in. And then tomorrow, when I get the right size wrench delivered, then I can change the VTC gear. I know, fun. Welcome back. So we've got the old oil pump off, all the old windage trays. Now we're going to clean the surface up, clean everything up before we put the new parts in. Always want to put the new parts on a good clean motor. This piece right here, that's a little plug with an orifice in it. The old oil pump covers that, but if you don't remove this and thread in a bolt, that will cause major problems. You'll lose oil pressure on your engine, and bye-bye engine. So we're gonna pull that piece out and put in a bolt. It's a threaded under there, so put in a bolt with some Loctite or some Honda Bond. I've seen both. I have Honda Bond here, so I'm probably just gonna use Honda Bond. And yeah, that's looking good. And a little bit of info. This gear right here, if you see that little locking pin, it's very rare, but you want to check that. Make sure that locking pin is still there, because if that pin broke off, that means this engine ran out of oil pressure. That's what keeps this spinning at the right speed and everything. So just a little bit of info. All right, we're gonna get back to work, clean this up, and then go to putting the new parts on. Welcome back. So now we see I got this nice and cleaned and smooth. I don't have to worry about here. I'm really just worrying about the mating surface. So I used a little bit of Goo Gone, and then I used Brake Clean to spray on top of it to wipe off all the Goo Gone. So I have a nice clean mating surface for when I put the oil pan back on. All right, so now next we're gonna move on to putting the windage tray. Well, actually, no, we're going to move this first. We're going to remove this little plug and get a bolt that fits in there. Welcome back, guys. So as you see, got the K20 ported oil pump on here. Yeah, I paid for a little extra for the porting. But yes, so it's on here. Got the new timing chain guide. The old tensioner stays. But yes, winch tray is nice and tight. Everything's nice and torqued down. A little note: 16 foot-pounds and 8.7 foot-pounds. So this is 8.7. This is 8.7, and the big bolts are 16, and the 10 mil bolts are all 8.7 foot-pounds. You want to torque the stuff that's in your engine. That's the spins, vibrates. You want to make sure it's torqued. But yes, right now this is as far as I can go until I get my 23 millimeter wrench that I talked about. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. It'll be like that for you guys, but for me, I gotta wait till tomorrow. Welcome back, guys. So now that we got the timing chain back installed, now you can see the colored links. The dot is in between the two colored links. Same here, the dot is in between the two colored links. And this color link down here, there's a dot under that tooth, so we made sure we put that back on there. And recondense the tensioner for the account for the new chain. And it's back in time. Only thing I have left to do is install the top timing chain guide, and this motor is ready to go back. Then we'll just go and clean off this surface and Honda bond it again and reinstall. So we're gonna get back to work. So now you saw me clean off the surfaces with the Scotch-Brite, and I used a little bit of Goo Gone to get it nice and get all the residue off. And I did the same on the timing cover. So that's nice and cleaned. And then I used some brake clean to clean off any residue of the Goo Gone so I can get a nice seal with the Honda bond. Now, we also can't forget, I'm going to take this bolt off before I put the cover on. You got to make sure you put the crank sensor wheel back on. So this tells the engine where the crank is versus the timing. It's all about the timing system. You got to make sure the engine knows where it's at. So we're going to make sure we put that back on before we try to put the cover on. But yes, it's keyed as well. So you'll see exactly. You don't even go on one way. All right, now I'm gonna get back to work and let's put this timing cover back on. Welcome back, guys. So that last part of the clip, you saw me put the oil pan on just to measure out. So right here, I have to drill a hole because when you do the magnesium low profile valve cover, it switches the oil dipstick from this side to this side. So as you see, the dipstick's right there hanging, and it would right it here to the baffle that I bought, baffled oil pan that I bought. So I just need to undo these screws, pull this top cover out, and drill a hole right here to burr it, make sure that there's no metal shavings, and then I can install the oil pan next. Welcome back, guys. So as you see, I got the oil pan on. Everything is back sealed. The engine is resealed again. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed this. This was a fun process, but kind of a headache in certain points, but I enjoyed it. All right. Thank you guys for watching. That's going to be it for this video because this is a long one. So if you like this type of content, you want to see more, please subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell. Have a good one, guys. Peace.